That's why, for example, when you start businesses and you start building wealth with other people and you find people you can work with, if you find sturdy people, stick with those sturdy people. If you find sturdy people, stick with those sturdy people. You find a sturdy wife, stick with that sturdy wife. You find a strong husband, stick with that strong husband. You find a good business partner, stick with that business partner. Get along with that partner. Resolve disputes. Communicate. Make sure that you do everything you can to hold on to that person. Because I can tell you, a sturdy business partner, a sturdy life partner, a sturdy friend is more valuable than gold. More valuable than gold. And when you have people like that in your life, you have to really, really monitor that asset like it is a bar of gold. You really do. So, for example, I have some really sturdy people that I get a chance to work with. Dr. Ken Harris, Lamar Tyler, a few others, Tierra Williams, others. And believe me, I am very careful with those relationships because these are great people that I really want to keep working with because there's so many flimsy situations and flimsy people out here that that you can end up losing a lot. And so when you get a chance to connect with somebody that's really got your back, make sure you stand up and show up in the same way for them. That's really important to do. All right, so moving on. Community-based lending networks. That's one other thing they do. So a lot of investments with the Patels are financed not through banks. They're financed through something called social capital. Social capital means that if I know who you are, I don't need to check your credit score. I know where your mama lives. I've known you since we were babies. I know how you move, how you operate. I know what your integrity level is. So it's not just important to seek out people like that, but also important to be a person like that, right? So when it comes to just little basic things, keeping your freaking commitments. Like we overlook the tiniest things when it comes to wealth, but some tiny things like if you say I'm gonna call you Tuesday at 5 o'clock and then you just don't do it, well then what makes people think that what makes you think people are gonna trust you to loan you money? You can't even keep a basic commitment. You can't even show up on time. You can't, you said you was gonna give Pookie $40 on Friday and you didn't. And so a lot of times I blame toxic hip hop for some of this. We have a lot of people that do a lot of talking and don't actually follow through on nothing. That's I told you that was always my pet peeve with Diddy. Diddy would make a big tweet, "We're gonna buy the Carolina Panthers, y'all," and then you'd hear nothing else about it later. Like it would just go away. And I was like, "Well, I thought we were buying the Panthers. Like what happened?" And so what happens is that when people talk a big game about what they're about to do, and especially you men, it's really important for you because men, I think we get a natural deference. Like women that really respect men give us a certain amount of testosterone based deference that says this man is confident, this man has a good vision, I'm going to get behind that. And the women have always supported, great black women have always been the backbone for great black men. So what happens is that when you have that great power, there's a responsibility that comes with that so that you're not breaking people's hearts by making promises that you don't keep. And what happens is, and this is so deep. I'm not going to go too down far down this rabbit hole, but I blame media in the sense that a lot of it really started, I think, when you go back to the 70s and the mass promotion through media, again, by the same people who are killing babies in Palestine, they promoted the pimp culture in the black community. And what the pimp culture did, I say this as a black man in terms of what I saw from other men, is it taught men, a lot of men, not all men, but it taught many men that if you got a fast tongue and you can paint a picture with your words, your actions don't even matter. It doesn't matter if you're actually going to follow through with the vision.